Have you ever set a huge goal? I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to learn a new language. You start with a burst of motivation, and a few weeks later, you're right back where you started. What if the problem wasn't you? What if the problem was your approach? James Clear's international mega bestseller, Atomic Habits, argues that the secret to massive, lasting change has nothing to do with willpower or setting big goals. The secret is to think smaller. Much, much smaller. Welcome to the Learning Studio. Today, we are decoding one of the most practical and powerful books of the last decade. James Clear is a world-renowned expert on habits and human potential, and his work is a masterclass in behavioral psychology. The book's premise is electrifyingly simple. The quality of your life ultimately depends on the quality of your habits. What you repeatedly do, the tiny actions you take every day, determines who you become and what you achieve. But unlike so many self-help books that tell you to just be disciplined, Atomic Habits provides a scientific, step-by-step framework for building a better system. Clear argues that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Today, we're going to build that system. We won't just list his ideas, we'll group them into 3 core themes to understand the deep psychology of how habits shape our lives. Theme 1, the philosophy, identity over outcomes. Before we even get to the how, we have to understand the who. This is the most profound idea in the book. It includes principles like the 1% rule and the crucial concept of identity-based habits. The biggest mistake people make is focusing on the outcome they want, as in, I want to lose 20 pounds. Clear says this is backward. You should focus on the identity you want to embody. Let's look at identity-based habits. Don't make your goal to run a marathon. Make your goal to become a runner. Don't aim to write a novel. Aim to become a writer. See the difference? A writer writes. A runner runs. It's who they are. The goal isn't to read a book, it's to become a reader. Once you adopt that identity, your behaviors start to align with it automatically. Every time you perform a small habit, writing 1 page, going for a short run, you are casting a vote for your new identity. You are reinforcing the belief that this is who I am now. This is infinitely more powerful than chasing a distant goal. Theme 2, the framework, the 4 laws of behavior change. This is the practical engine of the book. Clear breaks down every habit into a 4-step loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. To build a good habit, you must make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Let's combine the first 2 laws: make it obvious and make it attractive. This is all about engineering your environment for success. Your environment is the invisible hand that shapes your behavior. Want to eat healthier? Don't hide the apples in the crisper, but then on a beautiful bowl on the counter. Make the cue obvious. Want to practice guitar more? Don't keep it in the case in the closet. Put it on a stand in the middle of your living room. Then you make it attractive. You can use a strategy called temptation bundling. Pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For example, I will only listen to my favorite podcast while I'm on the treadmill. You're linking the craving for entertainment with the habit of exercise. Theme 3, the path of least resistance. This theme covers the final 2 laws: make it easy and make it satisfying. This is where the atomic part comes into play. Human beings are wired to conserve energy. The more friction a habit has, the less likely we are to do it. The most powerful tool here is the 2-minute rule. When starting a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Read every day becomes read 1 page. Go to the gym becomes put on my workout clothes. Study for class becomes open my notes. The goal is not to achieve a result. It's to master the art of showing up. Anyone can read one page, but by mastering that first step, you are casting a vote for your new identity and building momentum. Finally, you must make it satisfying. Our brains are wired for immediate reward. A habit must be enjoyable to stick. A simple but brilliant method is habit tracking. Every time you complete your habit, you get the satisfaction of checking a box on a calendar. The visual proof of your progress becomes its own reward, creating a craving to keep the streak alive. The critical perspective, the limits of optimization. Now, is Atomic Habits the perfect solution to every problem? No. Critics rightly point out that the book's framework is most effective for building individual routines, but it doesn't fully address systemic problems, deep-seated psychological trauma, or mental health issues that can prevent habit formation. It's a tool, not a panacea. Furthermore, there's a risk of falling into the trap of productivity porn, where you become so obsessed with optimizing every second of your life that you lose sight of spontaneity, rest, and the simple joy of being human. This raises an important question. Is the goal of life to become a perfectly efficient machine or a more effective and fulfilled human being? Atomic Habits is a powerful guide for the latter, as long as we remember that our systems should serve our lives, not the other way around. Conclusion and call to action. The ultimate takeaway from Atomic Habits is a profound message of hope and empowerment. You are not your goals. You are your systems. Massive change doesn't come from one giant leap of willpower. It comes from the aggregation of thousands of tiny atomic habits, compounded over time. Focus on getting 1% better every day. Cast votes for your desired identity. Build a system that makes good habits inevitable and bad habits impossible. This book gives you the blueprint. I cannot recommend it enough. So, I'm genuinely curious. What is the one tiny atomic habit that has had the biggest and most surprising impact on your life? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to keep building your mental toolkit with summaries of the world's most powerful books, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.